in the driest way possible, I've crossed paths with just straight up incest. No metaphor, no step sibling, no background music, just that. Okay, well maybe an adoption, but there is an actual son and father thing coming in. Oh yes! Cthulhu! Thank you! I knew you were real! End it all! I, like others, was shoved with this series by someone on TikTok about a couple months ago, and my immediate response is, well, let's go terrorize people on YouTube. But there was one chapter at the moment. I was like, ew, what the fuck? I'm gonna talk about it. But I was gonna wait for more chapters to come out. But at this time span, there are only 5, thankfully. But I think there's a reason. Subdial feels like some kind of experiment. I feel like some kind of agent of chaos, which I'm kidding, of course, but actually hitting that level. I've seen another comic prior called Placebo, and there was a step sibling and hypnotization. So not only is this story fucked up for the fact of, you know, and I don't fucking care if they're not fully blood related or whatever. They still grew up together and were kids. That's close enough. So it's fucking weird. Granted, still Nebula's a fucked up, but facing a series that just straight up says, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay. And what's crazy is that I wouldn't think much of this until I found out the author actually produced something previously worthwhile. How the hell do you go from great to White Lotus? We lost the plot. You had the pen. This story starts off as it seems this family's some kind of mafia syndicate thing, not really explained, probably wasn't going to from my understanding. Kayan is shooting somebody because they owed money to their syndicate and tried to run away. I would be fuming in the afterlife if my taker was somebody who was fucking their father. Oh hey, how did you die? Oh, I died of natural causes. You? Carbon monoxide. Someone in a relationship with their father killed me. Oh, ew. He returns to a headquarters with his father being present, congratulating him on finishing his job. And after the father caresses his face as if he was a kitten, I slowly felt a revolver enter my mouth. Kayan is ordered by his father to go pick up his son as some kind of attempt to, I don't know, plot writing. He's filling him in for a press conference. What is this press conference? Don't worry about it. It's just filler. We don't see it or get it explained. But the real stuff starts to kick in when the brother notices a hickey. And when Kayan blushes, somebody's getting topped in a flashback. Minus the fact the son looks like a constipated moth whose mouth is about to fall off his chin. I never caught his name. To solidify what's going on, this son is thinking how he smells something oddly familiar on him, like his father. And we cue you to, well, hey, brace yourself, full on fucking and the son is in Kayan's mind. But it is fully established there's some kind of family shit going on when Kayan says, thank you, Dad. I slowly begin to tip my head up with a revolver in my mouth. And as this is going on, the son is in the corner listening. Now, what's worse than so what's actually happening is a little twist, not actually a twist, maybe just a little fucking vinegar just to make shit worse. As we go to the following chapter, Kayan is driving his brother around and we are ran back a backstory that Kayan isn't actually related to the man that was on top of him that he was calling his father. He was in fact picked up on the street as a kid. And I'm like, okay, well they're not, wait, then when did this start then? I was thinking at first there's just some, I'm not even trying to understand it. Point is, he picked him up as a child off the street and brought him into a world of crime and darkness. I don't know when things went in this traffic craziness direction it's in. All I know is this man has had white hair since he was a child. How the fuck is he still alive? It's crazy because Kayan is illustrated to like think of this man as like a god, like he's kissing his feet, all that and everything. He refers to him as some kind of moisture in his own words. And I just couldn't help but notice how massive the shoulders are. But anyways, in the following chapter, when we just had to know all of this extra tidbit to hit a new low, it's almost like a parallel of the first chapter when the father is briefing Kayan. He starts talking about his son while topping him out of nowhere. And when he's asked what's wrong, he just says he's not feeling well. And mind you, the father just doesn't care, but I could have sworn he said he wanted to do it with him at any time or blah blah blah. And the father notices some markings on his neck and we cue you to the son hunching him. So now they're going back and forth with him. But here's where the real interest really kicks in. His father is sitting across the room cooking. I'm pretty sure that's the right term. Now if you hear a loud splatter in a couple of minutes, that's me throwing myself off of a roof, breaststroke style. Now they were jumping all around. I couldn't tell what was backstory, what was actually happening. The only thing more fucked up than what this series is about is the alignment of how it's explained. We're on the last chapter as of now because there's no more. Basically, we see the whole separate thing going on with the son and Kayan does not want to do it. This story was only missing one thing: grape and coercion. They just had to slide that in before they they let us go? Again, is there like a gate or rite of passage that it just needs to happen before, I don't know, some of these series can hit the web? I don't get it. Something about reporting is being discussed, happening, and a new requirement. I didn't understand it. I truly maybe I don't know, maybe I just think my attention span was shortening out by this point, or I was just too disgusted to really fucking care, but nothing made sense to me at this point. All I know is the man drops his clothes, dog collar, son's right there watching, and you know, it's crazy because this is where the upload stops. Because for some reason, we both need to know the father and son have different sexual orientations, as if this fucking matters. And he's doing what he's doing as he's on his knees giving for security. It gets worse because pretty much the son just jumps in, entering him with his father. Now they're touching sabers, and it just ends off with him holding their dinglings and smiling, talking about how excited he's getting now, and that's where it just straight up ends. Like, there's no declaration of like, oh, it's over. The upload just literally fucking stopped. Hi, hello, it's post-edit me, so it turns out it was supposed to end in 5 chapters, so yeah, that's actually kind of, I'm not complaining. And it's fascinating to me because it ends off on such a big note, and to be honest, I don't know what this audience or this was for, and I don't know why. This was just a smut. If it's never touched again, I'm actually quite happy. I just wonder what's the full point, but like, it ended on such a short note, not that I'm complaining, but I wonder if there was a particular goal. Like, obviously this wasn't meant to be a story, but a smut, but still. Here's the thing, this particular series, I noticed in the comments the mentions of this author. The author who made this actually has another piece of work that is actually pretty notable. People literally have raved over this other series they have called Murderous Lewin Candlelit Dinner. It's more in this like psychological horror lane, but there's still like a romance in the plot line, and I read about like 15 chapters and jumped around a bit, and it's literally comically insane how one goes from that to this. It's so much better writing from what I've read so far. It was actually far more interesting and developed, an actually interesting plot line about a writer in a time period wherever Madonna was born and is living next to some crazy guy who likes to chop onions who might be a serial killer. The main character is getting stalked by someone different and figures out this guy he's neighbor next to has body in his room and might be this infamous killer, but he's stuck in so many bad positions to where he can't report and is entangled with this man. It just gets really intense, and it's actually scary. The characters have so much more depth and interest, and even the killer, for some odd fucking reason, who I am at the moment, am thinking maybe he's not what I think he is. Mind you, it's completed. I'm just really early on in the series. He might not be the killer. I didn't get shoved down my throat. There's a competent story, and it's a fucking thriller. And they know how to show me what's a backstory and what's newly present. I don't understand what happened. Was Subdial a scheme to get people in line to see their other work as like shock value? Because if it did, it worked. I don't know. Subdial was fucking terrible and gross. I don't know who to blame for this. All I know is they have a great art style. And to be honest, I have nothing left to say. I'm gonna go. See ya.